what I think is clear evidence that the mainstream media is part of this. I mean, and I wouldn't say, for me anyway, is the mainstream medias are in on it. It's just that they generally employ people who buy into the same ideas. If you go to an interview for a job at a mainstream media organization and you're clearly spouting what they consider to be wrong think or having
Yep.
views that they don't agree with, you're very unlikely to get that role. So it's like it's going to be a natural pull for those people who think the same into the organization. So it's not a surprise that it's full of these people and they speak to each other and their peers and they all agree with each other.
Yep.
So there's no room for them to really investigate, am I wrong? And I think that's what really a journalist should be doing, is trying to look for look for the other side of every argument and trying to find, things that prove the zeitgeist wrong. I think that's what an investigative journalist does. But a lot of them, it's far easier to just stick to the talking points that they need to keep their job. And as you say, it's a bit like the PhD scientist who's constantly looking for uh, evidence that supports their theories. They don't
Yep.
say, right, this is what will completely debunk my theory. I'm going to look at that now. There's not enough of that, I think, in science. Maybe just a speculative idea, but
Yeah, I think
trying
it's
to
a
prove
feedback
yourself
loop,
wrong.
honestly.
Mm.
Especially what I saw during COVID, where I saw like governors and politicians that were basically just doing whatever they saw on Twitter. And this was before Elon Musk took it over. So it was
Mm.
basically the same as Reddit back then. And you see this feedback loop where then they start incorporating this and people get more and more radicalized. And then that feedback loop feeds back into social media and it keeps going like that. And I thought that was very dangerous in general, because to your point, like investigative journalism shouldn't just be about reaffirming your preconceived notions, right? It should be about exploring all the options, questioning yourself. I would argue, and this is going to definitely sound a little bit egotistical, but I think it's just true, is that I think I've done more investigative journalism in the last 6 months than all the mainstream media channels in the United States combined, right? Like that's just sad because they just don't do any investigative journalism anymore.